I'm Shawn Petite, and I'm a mixed media artist, and I've been teaching and creating for well over 25 years. And I found my art soulmate in mixed media about 15 years ago, and I've never looked back. It has completely changed my life. I use poems and quotes in 95% of my work, and I allow it to carry me through a journey. I allow it to give me inspiration to find meaning. So I want to share with you just real quick the couple of ways that I find my quotes and then what I do with them to kind of save them. This is actually mindfulness in 5 minutes, so this is kind of a journaling activity, but the quotes in here are fantastic. And so different quote books, different books that have just quotes. This is actually a fun little thing. It's a notepad that has quotes on the bottom of it that tear off and that actually have a hole, and so I hang them on a ring. So I will use the paper in my work as collage and then save the quote for whenever I need it and can refer to it often. And then magazines are a great way to get quotes. Inspiration, all different kinds of things. Magazines are a great way. I will often find several different magazines and buy them just for the quotes. Once I find a quote, I will either tear it out of the magazine, and I have 2, 3, 4, 5 little journals that where's my other little journal that here it is. I have a little tiny one, and this was actually the bonus project when you first signed up for Wanderlust. So you can take a look at how I put this together. But this is, I tear quotes from everywhere, from tags, from magazines, from perfume bottles that have a saying on the side of it. Everything has some inspiration to me so often, and I will just take them apart and put them in my book and then kind of come back to it and glue it down and maybe fancy it up a little bit, but not necessary. But these are the places that I go back to. If I know that I had a certain quote that really inspired me, I will go back to my gathering spot of all my quotes and find it and then use it in a piece of work or an art journal page. Often we can come to our journal page and it's a blank page and it's scary and it's daunting, and how do we start and what do we even know what to paint or what to do, what will we do on our journal page today. And that's why I love quotes, because it's always a jumping point for me to start creating. It inspires so many things. And so as we begin to kind of gather our quotes or our inspiration, our poems, there's a couple things that I do as I begin to search for a poem or a quote for my journal page or for my work. And so often as I approach my work, I will ask myself 2 questions. And I ask these questions every day of myself, and then I journal it out. So it could be a great practice for you. But even if you don't do that, as you approach your journal page, ask yourself 2 questions. What do you need today? And what are you grateful for today? And out of these 2 questions, I always find some nugget of something that I'm either searching for or I'm grateful for. And from that, if I happen to say, what do I need today? Sometimes we don't always know what we need today, but we can always find something that we're grateful for. Even if it's just, I am grateful for my paint. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for whatever it is, you fill in the blank. There's usually between those 2 questions, we can find a single word or something like that that will help us find a direction to find our poem or our quote. So from that, I can say, what do I need today? And maybe it's rest, or maybe it's joy, or maybe it's I'm grateful for quiet time. And from that, I will then go on a search for a poem or a quote. So I can go on Google and I can search rest or joy or quotes about quiet, or whatever it might be, quotes about nature, whatever your answer is. Or I will go back to my books and I will start thumbing through and reading through a few of my poems or my quotes. And within that, there is something that touches me based on what I'm grateful for or what I need for the day. And that will signal to me, this is the one. This is the quote.